Welcome to APUSH.
I am Mr. Straub.
I am Mr. Smith.
And we are looking forward to a very fun and exciting year.
And we are looking forward to raising the bar as far as your academic endeavors, and you can do that in APUSH.
I think it'll be pretty hard, probably a lot of work, but we'll go in depth and learn a lot.
And what about the AP test?
It might take a lot of studying, but I think it'll be okay.
I expect a heavy workload and it to be difficult, but I also expect that maybe it would be possible. I decided to take APUSH because I thought that it would be a nice challenge to add on to this year. I figured, you know, it'll be stimulating and I will actually learn something.
The hardest part about APUSH was definitely all the work you had to do, but as long as you stayed on top of it, it's actually really hard to get a bad grade in that class.
Finding time to actually read and take notes, because with other AP classes, there's no time at all to do it.
Memorizing all the vocabulary words and all the names and who did what and where, when, why, and all that.
What was the hardest part about APUSH?
I would definitely say keeping up with the reading. If you fall behind, keeping up with the reading and then having to take a test on something that you didn't read.
It's definitely hard. Like with the quizzes, when they have the multiple choice quizzes, they're really detailed, so you really had to have read the section.
I would say the easiest part about APUSH was getting together with other people and studying. Everyone struggled on the exact same thing, so when you all got together, it made the test a lot easier because you all had someone to study with.
Showing up.
First of all, you have to really read the chapters. Reading is really going to be beneficial to, you'll be able to study more and all that.
What tips do you have for future APUSH students?
We have a very interesting analogy. APUSH is a boulder. You know, that's like the light. It's huge. It's really, really, really hard to push it up the hill. Agreed. But it's also really easy to fall down. So you really have to stay on top of things.
One wrong move and it plummets.
You have to study for every test. You fail one test, right down.
It's completely gone.
And then, but once you get it to like a B or really like a B, it
if you get it to a B, don't expect it to move. don't expect it to move.
No.
Very easily.
So just stay on top of things.
Come in. Read the book. Don't just skim the chapter for packet answers. I mean, read every chapter. Read from start to finish. Read everything, because the packets, they give you like a general overview. It doesn't help you. The notes that your teacher will give you, they're good. They're good. I'm not gonna crap on the teacher here, but they're not as good as the actual book.
On the first day of class, you need to start studying. Study like no other. That's seriously what you have to do. Just take like an hour out of your day when you get home and just read the book. I know it's boring, but read the book and just do it. That's really what you have to do. Is you just have to do it.
What suggestions do you have for future APUSH students?
APUSH.
Yes.
Take a real
Being
class.
the science teacher you are.
Take a real class, AP Bio. Then you'll see what work's really like.
It's actually really easy. Like if you reviewed your notes or anything like that, you'll do fine. Just no time periods. You don't really need to know specific events, no general concepts.
It's definitely easier than I thought it was going to be. The essays threw me a little bit, but multiple choice I felt I was well prepared for, so it wasn't that bad.
I think the AP test was rather easy, just because our teachers had prepared us so much and we knew all the material, so if you really study and work hard, the AP test is pretty easy. Teachers do a good job of covering all the material.
Probably like from the 1800s up until just before the Civil War, because there's so much stuff going on. There's the Industrial Revolution, you have the sectional conflicts, you have the Mexican-American War, which no one really knows about. There's a bunch of great stuff that we don't get to learn about in other history classes, so it goes really in depth there.
I really liked studying the Revolutionary War period because it was exciting and so much was happening and you could see how the country was being built.
Definitely World War II and the 1940s.
I love okay, first thing that pops into my head is strawberry.
Yes, named after Mr. Straub, of course. On one of our seniors' last day, he dressed up as a strawberry and came in and said hello. And, it was pretty awesome. It was fun to help.
That was great. And Mr. Straub's face. Mr. Straub's face was pretty awesome.
It was great.
There's no way you could forget that.
I'd probably have to say all the random fun facts that you learn out of history about like who did what in their personal lives, all just the weird details about famous historical figures.
My favorite memory was studying for the AP test with a group because we came up with a lot of fun stuff and it was really helpful.
Absolutely, I enjoy teaching APUSH. I think my favorite part is, as the year progresses, seeing all the students improving in their skills and improving in their writing especially. And my favorite part so far has been just the relationships that have been built through teaching the class since we have met every single day this year.
Okay. I enjoy it particularly because I like the type of students that we get to work with. They're usually students that are very motivated. They are students that are really interested in learning for learning's sake, and it's just a great course.
Tips and suggestions. Show up to class. Missing class will result in lots of makeup work that you will struggle to find time to do. After showing up to class, make sure that you keep up with your reading. Falling behind on your reading will make it very difficult to read what we are currently studying. Also, work in study groups. Working in pairs, working in groups will help you in the long run stay on top of everything.
Tips that I would give would be to just, one, kind of keep a broad perspective from the standpoint that when you first start off with APUSH, I think you will find difficult at first. But eventually you kind of, I'll call it, get in the APUSH groove. Okay? And once you find your groove, it's still a hard course, but it's certainly doable.
I did take APUSH in high school, and if I were grading myself in my APUSH class in high school, I said I would have done okay. I didn't do as good as I would have liked, but I did alright. I remember it being very intimidating when I first started. I remember lots and lots of work and lots of reading, something that I wasn't used to. I remember study groups, and I remember that I only was able to take it for the semester because that's the way our school is structured. And I remember not studying it all the semester. I had it off before the APUSH test, which was not